Hello everyone, I'm Undead Horde and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video we are looking at day 26 of our 26 of the daily quests and stuff like that. We don't have too much to talk about, or at least the initial part of the video here. I already logged in to kind of check some things out. So we've gotten day 11 of the Xenomorph chase done. We have received our CVC rewards. We'll take a look at those to see what we actually end up getting. Obviously, the only thing that we really care about is if we got anything for Undead Horde for now. Stuff for the future will be nice, but it's not as necessary. And we did not. Looks like we got Sylvan Watchers 2. We got a Blood Shield and Reaction. For Barbarians, we got a reaction, and for Ogren we got Blood Shield. Unfortunately, nothing really for Undead Horde. I find that to be how typically things just tend to go. It's not great. I tend to get really shafted on good, like, of these additional gear pieces here. So it happens. I also haven't grinded like a ton of spider or something like that for anything crazy, because I can't really grind too high up in spider right now, and so I'm just getting like really low drops where it doesn't feel overly worth it. Like, I guess it's not bad because any stat is good. Like, any additional stat is useful. Like right here we have the 1-star ring, but you know, a little bit's better than nothing, I guess. Anywho, this is a horrible deal, by the way. I feel. Oh, it totally is. Because how is 1 ancient shard, 1 boost, 1 4-star, like one of everything here and a little bit in here, like $2? And probably the best thing you can get out of here is maybe the ancient, like, between the ancient shards and the chickens is probably arguably like the best things you get out of here. And it's jumped up to $25. Like, I don't know if that's even remotely close to a good deal. Anywho, I move on from things like that. You guys know how these videos go by now. Really don't need to explain anything. We're going to be jumping. Oh, could take you off the list. We're going to be jumping into Brutal 3-7, so we can get our, actually, has my daily, I feel like the daily quest missions change eventually, and I could be wrong. No, I feel like sometimes I've seen where I don't actually need to do the stage 7, but maybe, or the 7 campaign battles, but maybe that's just me, like, losing my mind. Very well could be. Oh, you know what's changed? I don't have to fight 3 bosses anymore. That's what's changed. Or does it rotate? Where some days it's 7 campaign battles and some day it's 3 bosses. And oh, that's so weird. So actually, wrong area. Actually, I could change. I could still have to do catacombs, but I could do stage 3 and where are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These are the 4 4-stars I need to get him up to 5. So I have to start grinding out the 3 stars that I need, which I want to do with who? Oh, I could do it with you and you. Okay. I'll grind these guys out as my 3 stars. Okay. Starting to, at least. And then 50 energy, 16, 32, 48. Still 4 battles, but it should be go by at least a little bit faster here. Anyways, a lot of nitpicky stuff I had to do at the very beginning there. Topics to talk about. Last video, I had put some information in there about my rambling, and as person put it in the comments as, well, it's just a single. I think it was just a singular quotation, like whatever it's called. I don't know if people like generally consider it to be rambling or not, or if it's just the word that I'm using, but it's really not the case. But everybody's been very nice about it. A lot of people have agreed that they like it. It makes me feel more relatable. It makes me feel, or it makes me come across, I should say, as more relatable. And it doesn't feel like, or from how I've taken it, it doesn't feel like I'm just a, like the corporate YouTube bot in which it's just like gameplay, game info, stuff like that, where I'm just kind of, and it's, once you get to a certain point and you have all this knowledge and things like that you have to constantly talk about, I get it, but I also feel like sometimes in some videos it's like you're kind of like, I love Cobb, I love a lot of his content, but it does feel like sometimes it's like I watch a video and it's like, didn't I just watch this video? It's like, no, it's a different video. It's like a few weeks difference, but it's like the same information is being like repeated over again, where it's like, I get it, I do, but at the same time it's like, does it really need to be repeated this much? So I digress, but people do what they have to do for YouTube. I get it. It's a game. It's this awful, horrible game that some people have a really good time with, and they don't care about all the everything, like all the negative part of it, and they just care about just doing what they can. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I love that mindset. That's the mindset that I'm at. But there are some people, and I was watching, I don't know if anybody who knows who Jay Schlatt is on YouTube. He's been around for a very long time on YouTube, like 10 years or something, pretty close to that. He's around my age. He's like in his 20s, like mid to late 20s, or he actually might even be younger than me. I'm 25. He might be like a year or two younger than me, if I'm actually not mistaken, which is crazy, by the way, that he's younger. He's got a fat bank account. He's like super successful on YouTube and this, that, the other thing. But I was watching a video or listening to a video at work recently that he had done, just saying that he basically feels burnt out by everything, and that he's literally just doing YouTube right now to please the YouTube gods, to get the number one, like 1 out of, or a 10 out of 10 video, or 1 out of 10. I can't remember what the better one is supposed to be on the YouTube homepage, or like on the YouTube Studios page, but I think it's a 1 out of 10. I think it's a 1 out of 10 is the best. And you're kind of striving for that constant 1 out of 10 feeling. And he was saying that like personal life events were going on. Like he wrecked his dream supercar hitting a deer, and he was more concerned about how people were accepting his last video than he was about wrecking an extremely expensive car and the injuries that he could have potentially had, or like he was fine and stuff like that from the sounds of it, thank goodness. But it's one of those things that I never ever want to get to the point in which that's me, in which the only thing I'm starting to care about is views, is this insatiable need to do the algorithm 100% of the way, to tweak a thumbnail. You guys can tell my thumbnails are trash. I literally have the same thumbnail for the daily challenges. I don't know how people feel about it. It's lazy. I will be the first one to admit it is lazy. I don't actually care. It's simple. This is a simple challenge. It's going to require a simple thumbnail. And if it's the same repeated thumbnail, that's okay. That's, people will then be able to look at that and be like, all right, this is the challenge, I'm associating this thumbnail with this challenge. And obviously that'll change when I change factions and stuff like that. But when I change factions, it'll change to a new thumbnail look, and it'll be that same thumbnail across the line until I move on to a new faction. The only thing that changes, obviously, if I have like anything big to do with like a new champion and stuff like that, then I'll throw that champion in the thumbnail and I'll change things up a little bit. But for the most part, like, this video is going to be the same that it normally is. It'll just be the Undead Horde banner and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm chaotically jumping around here and not completing like a full thought. I am going to view YouTube as a place for fun. I'm making content. That is something that I want to post, that people have enjoyed watching. But even if they didn't enjoy watching it, like even if I didn't have a following, this is still going to be the content that I would post, because it's what makes me happy, and that's what truly matters at the end of the day. We are getting to the point in time on YouTube, like the point in the year on YouTube, where a lot of people are starting to post their videos about how they feel about YouTube and their changes for 2026 and stuff like that. And people, like, I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh person, and there's a content creator by the name of Farfa. And if anybody here is into Yu-Gi-Oh, and they've never seen or watched any of Farfa's content, you really, really should. He's a very good YouTuber. But he's at the point in time right now in which he's considering to not do like collaborations anymore with people, because of the amount of bullying that just takes place in the comment sections about things that he just has no control over, and yet he's the one who's getting beaten down by it and stuff like that. And he admits himself, part of it is he needs to have thicker skin, and which is totally fair. If you're going to be in this industry, you need to be able to take criticism. But he's also been viewing YouTube for a very long time, and you can have some of the thickest skin out there, and there are still eventually going to be things that are going to get underneath that skin that are going to bother you. I have been there. Not so much necessarily with this account. Some people have said things before, but it's never bothered me. I usually just clap back, or just ignore it, because it's not worth my time. And there's nothing intentionally like wrong about it. Nobody's like, oh, you suck, you know, die or anything like that, off yourself. Like, nothing like that. But it's, you know, they're still like, you can still tell that they're like, their intentions of like what they're saying is at a disadvantage to you. They don't want you to succeed. And I would hate to get to the point in my YouTube career in which I feel like two things, right? The J Schlatt way, in which the only thing I care about is views and X, Y, and Z, how things are perfectly performing. And this is on videos and stuff that he's still getting millions of views on, and it's not quite there. You know, the more you get up on YouTube, the harder it's going to be. More expectation is going to come out of YouTube, and that's fine. But everybody has a point in which not everything's going to be that constant banger, and that's like a big realization that I have, is that not everything I produce is going to be right there all the time, definitely as I grow and stuff like that, and actually start producing higher quality content. It's not all going to be there, but it's just celebrating the small victories that we do have and stuff like that. So I don't want to be on that side of the spectrum, but I also don't want to be on the side of the spectrum either, in which I don't want to continue doing YouTube anymore because of people. You know, if I ever get to the point in time which it feels like I'm slipping and I'm starting to care way too much about these things, I would hope that people, my subscribers, would help bring me back into reality a little bit and ground me to my roots. I think the only way that would ever happen, though, is if I grew like crazy, then maybe I would lose sight. But I don't fully see that being the case. Like, obviously, I don't even fully see myself growing past like 100 subs. I just don't. So I guess that might not be the biggest concern in the world to me, but at the same time, there is always you always have to keep in the back of your mind, what is the possibility? What could happen? I could grow. I could get to 1,000 subscribers, and I could, or more, and I could start caring more and more about these things. But like I said, I just hope that if that's the point that I ever get to, that I would have people there who would have some form of sanity, hopefully, to be like, hey, you're losing track, get back down to basics and stuff like that. All right, I've gone down that tangent seemingly way too long, but who knows? We're not that far into the video, are we? Not really. I have to look. 15 minutes already. Oh, Lord. How the heck did we get this far in already? Holy crap, where is time gone? I don't think I'm winning this fight. I'm not going to lie to you. This is crazy. What are the heals from? Is it one of his abilities? Wow, he's got some survivability to him, doesn't he? Or is it like a blessing? Now you see us? Oh. Is that what it is? That's crazy. Oh, we did win. Good for us. Good for us at getting the win there. But, YouTube to me is supposed to be fun. And that's how I'm going to treat it. And I just hope that people who care about me and who just care about the content that I produce, not necessarily about me. You guys may or may not care about me, and that's completely fine. I don't, personally, the thing that I care about the most is, do people care about the channel itself? And I just hope that I would get enough respect from people that if this is what, if this channel is something that they care about, that they would do their best to be positive on it. If they see people who are not being positive, either finding a way to deal with it themselves or at least bring it to my attention so I can take care of it and whatever else. Because at the end of the day, that's all I'm here for. I'm here for the community, which I feel like I have developed quite a nice little group of people. I have my dedicated commenters where I would see them at least every other video. I'll see a comment by them. And I have a dedicated group of people who are on Discord who I talk to on a regular basis. And that's really, really cool. And I've never had this experience before. And it's lovely, and I'm so grateful for it. You guys will never understand fully how grateful I am for even just this little itty bitty thing that to most people, I'm sure if my videos ever reach out enough to people, some people will be like, oh, well, why do you care about that? It's basically nothing. But to me, it's not basically nothing. To me, this is everything, and I love it, and I appreciate everybody for it. And so it is one of those things that I don't think I ever see myself totally like losing it. Is there a genuine feel of like potential burnout someday? Yes. But that's from just being overwhelmed by content, not necessarily by like people. And if that ever happened, it's just readjusting my plate and just dropping some things down and having people realize, hey, this is what has to happen. And that's completely fine. And some of it, but I don't think, personally, I don't believe it'll ever be like people. I feel like I'm strong enough to not let that be a thing that bothers me. Especially with like the type of work that I do. I kind of have to like not let it bother me anyways. And so I do generally feel like it wouldn't bug me. But it's still one of those things that I have to always keep in the back of my mind just in case. But no, but I don't think my community would ever steer me wrong. The community, the core people that I've developed so far, and the core people know who they are. And they will continue to know who they are as the channel grows, if it grows. So, and I'm just super grateful for that. But I don't think, as long as those core people stick around and they don't turn on me, I don't see myself going anywhere or losing myself to this business, which is cool. And because I've lost myself on other channels, and part of it is just me, you know. I have 4 other channels. If people find them, let me know. Be really funny if people end up being like, oh hey, it's this one. Which I'll have to say, my very first YouTube channel, I just learned this today. My very first YouTube channel, I've only ever posted 40 videos on it over the course of like 5 or 6 years, something like that. Maybe even longer. No, it's got to be longer. 7 years? 7 or 8 years. I've only posted 40 videos, and on this channel alone, I've almost hit that number. And it's been less than a month, which is absolutely wild to me. And yes, I'm looking at my phone. Does this make me a bad YouTuber? No. Yes, but no. I'm looking to see how many videos I've posted, because I don't actually remember the exact number of what I've done. But I know... Oh, no, that is view channel switch count. Because I know it's view channel. 37. I have posted 37 videos. I do not think that counts videos that are private. I'm pretty sure that only counts public videos. If that only counts public videos, then there's at least one video that I have that is private on the account. No, I've got 2 private videos on the account. One that I'm not going to release, and one that is my free-to-play video. And so that will be released eventually. So that's, you know. And then this video I'm recording right now is number 2. So that's 39. That's 39 videos. And again, I will have broken past my record on my very first channel before this one even becomes a month old, which is great. Now the other channel has more subs. It has 140 something, but a lot of those were like sub to sub type subs back in the day. And so they don't really mean anything. Those were not, like, a lot of those were not genuine subscribers. Maybe a small percentage of them were, but for the most part, I wouldn't look at any of them being like genuine subscribers at all. Not even remotely close to what this channel has done in that kind of a way, which is, you know, it's huge. I love the support that I've received on this channel. Technically speaking, these are not the best speed weapons, because I was watching Cobb's video, and people have to let me know how much they agree or not with this type of statement. But he says any piece of speed gear that doesn't have some type of speed stat is basically trash. Since I'm very, very early game, if this had like rolled a lot into like crit rate, I could bring it up again. I don't see why not. If this rolls into like crit rate twice, then I think it'd be like, these might have to just, I don't know, I might have to trash those. It really depends. Like, see these here, these have the speed. So people have to let me know how fast and loose do I need to play with that rule, especially with the position that my account is in. 1 roll into speed, 1 roll into crit damage. Can I get a second roll into speed? No, a second roll into crit damage. Oh well. That's not the main focus right now is doing that. So the main focus is everything else I have going on. So finishing up this video because it's already running way longer than normal. We have to do our summons. And then we have to do, I think, Ascension inside the tavern. And not Ascension, but level up. And that's it. And then we can say au revoir. Who do we have that's worth throwing some brewskis into? Perfect. So I kind of lost my point at the end there. I got distracted, so I don't remember what I was talking about before I got distracted with the whole gear thing. But I appreciate everyone. I really do. And I was talking about channels and stuff like that, right? It's a fun time, but this has been the best. This channel right here has been like my true like joy, and has achieved everything that I've ever wanted to see out of YouTube. Like, honestly, like my goals for YouTube, and you can look, if you scour my other videos, if you ever find them, you'll see that my goals were always very simple. It was create a small community of people who reliably show up and interact with my videos, and that's it. That's always been my goal. That is only that, and like obviously there's those like sub goals of like 100 subs and stuff like that on channels, but like if you're talking about the big overarching goal, the one goal I've already achieved. It's community. It's a sense of community that I have created, and I feel like I've done that. Should I set up a new goal? Probably. Do I know what that is? No. But I'll let you guys know when I do know what it is. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Sorry this one was longer than usual. We're probably pushing the 30-minute mark. Yep. Well, I guess it's actually on average for what it usually is, about 26 to 27 minutes long. But I've been trying to make them shorter. So, but anyways, again, really thank you everyone. If you guys want to join the Discord server at all, anybody new, then it'll be in the description of the video. Click on it, join it. There's some discussions that go on daily. We'd love to get more and more discussions going, so please join a part of that. Also, I have a free-to-play series that is coming out very soon. I have, like I said, the first video is up on YouTube, just not public yet. I just have to create a thumbnail and it will go public. And that has its own clan. I've built the clan, or I've made the clan already. So if people want to join that, then they have to be a part of the Discord server mainly. But if you don't do Discord at all and you're just on the YouTube channel, that's like one thing as well. It's only by invite, and it is a free-to-play strictly clan. So if anybody's interested, then more information will be on that coming out soon. But just keep that in the back of your minds to look out for. Anyways, thank you guys again so much, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.